When I started working on making an indie trading card game, I was lucky because I had some valuable experience at my disposal. Not experience making card games, because that would have been too sensible, but experience on YouTube creating content for a different trading card game and, most importantly, trying to build and maintain an active community. Now, this was a struggle because when I say an active community, I don't necessarily mean a channel with tons of comments or lots of subscribers or likes on every single post. For me, the community didn't actually exist on YouTube. Yes, the channel is what brought us together with like minds and similar interests, but the place where we tended to gather and what I used as the measure of the community's activity was Discord. Now, not every content creator makes a Discord channel for their community, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's pros and cons that come with it. But I will say that it was probably one of the biggest assets that I had as a content creator at the time. Even after I had stopped actively making content on that other channel, the Discord community survived for a while. And whenever I would come back, it was the Discord that got people engaged again, be it for, coming to a stream or coming to an event or just finding people to play with. The Discord is what kept the community somewhat thriving. I knew as a matter of absolute fact that if I was going to get people to engage with my game and really, really take it seriously, a Discord community was going to be an integral part of that process. The problem was the how part of that equation. You see, people like to rally around things, and people with niche interests are very, very good at doing that once they find each other. The problem is the niche interest in question and the finding each other part. It's hard to be interested in a game that you've never played before, a game that isn't even out yet, right? Like if I've played a game and I've enjoyed it, I might join a community, try and ask questions, learn more about how to play the game. Awesome, cool, fun. But if you tell me about a game that sounds interesting, I'm probably going to wait before I actively try and become a part of whatever's building. That way I can see how well it does or how interested I am once it's actually out. It takes a sizable time investment to get involved in a community like that, and that mentality of being somewhat apprehensive is one of the biggest things that I have to try and combat as I'm trying to make this game a thing. What I sort of reason is that once the open beta is out and people can actually play the game, this problem will at least in part go away if the open beta isn't out already. I'm recording this somewhat in advance. Once people can play the game and have a niche interest to rally around, okay, well now we can start talking about it. We can start asking questions, looking for games, and that might breathe some life into the server. The second part of the equation is the finding each other part, and I mean, the world is a big place with lots of things in it, and Summoner's Nexus could be everyone's favorite game in the world if they had only just heard about it, right? I can polish the game as much as I want, give it the best mechanics, make it the perfect game, but if no one ever hears about it, it doesn't really matter because no one's going to be able to play it. That's honestly proving to be the trickier part of this equation to solve. I mean, the video that you're watching right now, as well as the other content on this channel, are a means of free promotion in a sense. I used to record and edit all of the videos myself. Now I have someone who helps me to do that. But the main takeaway is that by putting it on YouTube and trying to use YouTube's algorithm to our advantage, we get to push our content out to a wider audience. If you watch a video, you watch a short, well now you at least kind of know about the game and you might want to find out more. With the limited budget that I have, I've actually tried 1 or 2 ad campaigns and they've been pretty successful. You tend to see a bit of a spike in, well, subscriber numbers, which doesn't really tell you that much, but comments, activities, and people actually joining the Discord around when we have a promotion running, which I personally find very interesting. I was apprehensive about YouTube ads at first because I was worried about bots, following the channel and subscribing and just inflating the numbers without actually bringing any presence, but I was pleasantly surprised by the first few campaigns that we did. After our first big ad campaign, we actually saw a spike in Discord activity because more people found out about the game, were interested, and started talking about it a little bit in the Discord. Now, this doesn't mean that they saw the specific ad or the specific video that was promoted, but when your channel starts doing a bit better in terms of views, subscribers, and comments, well, the entire channel benefits, which means more of our shorts got a wider reach. The YouTube algorithm starts to favor you just a little bit more. Now, blasting YouTube ads to everyone without rhyme or reason is cool and all, but I also plan to use what limited marketing budget we have to sort of network with creators that are specific to my niche, or at least things that are related to my niche. That way we might be able to get a portion of their audience who are already invested in trading card games to turn their attention towards us, at least for a while. The hope is that that turns into more long-term interest once they've seen the channel for the first time, and maybe they start coming back until they eventually become players of the game and members of the Discord server, bringing us back around full circle. My hope is that all of that starts to breathe life into the Discord server, and we can start running events and doing giveaways and having rewards and so on and so forth to really get people more engaged and feel like they're getting something meaningful out of being part of the community. I repurposed the old Discord that I used for my main channel previously and turned it into the hub where all of this is going to be happening. I went through and removed anyone who wasn't still active in that server, because as sentimental as it is to have all of those people who joined for Yu-Gi-Oh content, since that's not what the server is going to be about anymore, there's no real point in spamming people with posts that they don't care about, one, and two, inflating our numbers, because if I come into a Discord server and I see it has 1,000 members, I'm going to expect it to be lively and active, but if they're just ghost members or people who are no longer invested, well, now I feel like I've been sold something that isn't actually true. I don't want the illusion of growth. I don't want the illusion of a community. I want an active and thriving community, even if it starts off really, really small. But yeah, no, the people who have been with me since day one and who have been active since day one, I'm always going to have an appreciation for them. So I'm glad that they're still part of what's sort of launching us into a wider new community, if that makes sense. It's still very much a work in progress, but we'll see how it goes. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, become part of this budding, growing community, ask questions, they will be answered, and hopefully we can interact more and more as more people join. You can also stay up to date on the development news for the game itself as development continues. Have a wonderful day and take care.